Hello everyone and welcome to another video here of the Quantum Hidden Champions on the Polaris School of Quantum. Before we dive into today's video, I would like to ask you a favor, which is please, if you have friends who are interested in quantum technologies, share this video, share the channel with them so that we get more people to actually join us on this exciting adventure in the area of quantum technology, in the era of quantum technology. And with that, let's hop right into the video. Today's video is going to be about QAI Ventures. So here we are on the website of QAI Ventures. It says QAI, so QAI Ventures is a global VC firm and the leading quantum AI ecosystem builder. We are, and then investing in advanced quantum scaling startups to IPO and so on. Building innovation hubs worldwide and so on. Now, let's quickly check out what they offer, which is said here. They have different stages. So it starts off as a startup accelerator. Become a partner to support our venture building accelerator programs in Europe, North America, and APAC for marketing exposure and direct startup access. Then there's the early stage VC fund. Become an LP in our ecosystem VC fund that invests in early stage startups from our global accelerator and venture building programs. And then also the third one, which is also still an active status, become an LP in the new growth VC fund that invests in the highly selective late stage quantum AI growth startups across the world. So this is if you want to, let's say, become an investor here. Our manifesto, champion at visionary by propelling quantum innovation, embrace the quantum shift, description by pioneering technology transformation, and then nurture the human element by valuing people and diversity, and together we achieve more by collaborating for boundary-pushing synergy. Join us in crafting the quantum future, and then there's the team down here, including, let's say, the C-level executive board and the directors and heads of the different teams. So as you see, this is an investor into quantum technology worldwide. They do different things. Here you see next event is the Silicon Valley Startup Pitch Competition in Santa Clara, in the Santa Clara Convention Center in the US. It says Q2 B25, a Silicon Valley Startup Pitch Competition. Apply now for fast track your quantum venture. So this is all about building quantum ventures, and this is going to be December 9th. I'm recording this in November. And then scrolling down further, there's even more events that they are hosting and participating in. Then there are also some news articles here. So you see this is from late October. Again, I'm recording this in November, so this is very state of the art. It says QAI Ventures launches quantum AI accelerator in Singapore, backed by Enterprise Singapore. There's another one here from September. It says QAI Ventures launches Asia Pacific headquarters in Singapore, partnering with Enterprise Singapore to build a global quantum AI hub, and so on. Down here you can see the partners, and some of them we've already focused on or we've already featured earlier on in this series. You see Quantum Basel, and that is located in Basel in Switzerland and dedicated towards building an AI ecosystem there, and is part of Uptown Basel, which is the campus where they are located. You also see QAI Computing here, which is also a company that we've focused on earlier in this series. There's also Phoenix Technologies, which is coming more from the AI side of things and the classical compute as another important player. And then we have StrangeWorks as well here. Again, as per usual, you see down here the links to social media and other links to the websites. And now let's quickly hop back up here into the upper part. And you see there's like two target audiences. One is the founders. On the other side you have the investors, so the founders as in starting their own quantum startup, and then the investor side as in people that are interested in funding startups that are in the founding stage or all the way up to IPO. Let's quickly look on the founder side of things. So there's startup funding here. You see this nice QAI Ventures mug here. By the way, should we also create a mug for the Polaris School of Quantum for the hidden champions? Let me know down in the comments below if you are interested in that, in supporting us with buying some merch from us. I'd be very interested in learning more about that. But okay, let's go back to what it says here. It says startup funding from early stage to scale. QAI Ventures backs startups building at the frontier of quantum technologies and advanced quantum computing. We provide capital infrastructure and connections from pre-seed through Series C. 2 entry points: early stage and growth stage funding. We are a docking station for every phase of startup growth, whether you are just starting out or scaling globally. There is a path for you at QAI Ventures. Our funding model combines an early stage fund paired with an accelerator and a dedicated growth stage fund. This enables us to support founders from the lab stage through product market fit, growth and expansion all the way to IPO, so initial private offering or acquisition, as in a mergers and acquisitions deal. If these terms sound unfamiliar to you because you have a scientific background and not so much in the finance world, this is totally fine. You don't probably need to understand all of this now. There are other sources where you can learn more about this. I've also done another video about another player in this financial area, in the funding area. So go check out the playlist with the other videos if that is interesting to you. An IPO is when a company goes onto a stock exchange, so becomes publicly listed. An acquisition in that case is a mergers and acquisitions deal. For example, when a company like Google acquires a little startup because they're interested in getting, for example, the technology that has been invented in this startup. And usually in these mergers and acquisitions deals, it's more an acquisition, so a big fish buying a small fish. Sometimes you also have mergers where two big companies are becoming one. But oftentimes, at least here in the quantum sector, what we've seen so far is more on the acquisition side. You also have companies like IonQ that have done an IPO and then started acquiring other smaller companies. Now, let's quickly go back to the side and see what actually these different stages are referring to. So here's the early stage fund combined with accelerator program. What it's doing is build to fast-track companies in pure quantum tech and quantum AI. The program offers masterclasses and mentoring from deep tech funders and investors, connections to industry, research and infrastructure partners, access to quantum hardware, quantum compute resources and testbeds, direct investment for our early stage fund. And the ticket sizes here are mentioned. So $200,000 via convertible note with optional follow on up to 2 million in equity, invests in milestone based and conversion driven. So if you are, for example, trying to build, a specific algorithm platform, then you can build a plan with some milestones, and that these will be kind of used as targets for the funding, for the money acquisition. And then there's the growth stage fund for Series A to C. So usually you go through, let's say, a Series A, B, C funding round, where as a company you collect more capital to hire more talented people, to build your products out further, to start selling them to the market, to create a sales force, whatever, to move from, let's say, a small company with a proof of concept all the way to an actual enterprise that then later on goes on an IPO or gets acquired by a bigger company. That's usually happening in this Series A to C funding rounds. And there we are talking about multiple millions of funding. So you also see here ticket size up to 12 million per company. We co-lead or syndicate with aligned investors, technical, long-term and global. What they are offering is a strategic corporate partnership, access to infrastructure and compute ecosystems, and deep integration into global talent and research clusters. Here you can then apply for the funding. So this is, let's say, a little overview. There's also an overview on the mentors, as well as the accelerator and the pre-accelerator programs. Now quickly also looking at the investor side of things. So there's the investment fund. Quantum AI Ventures invest in the future with quantum technologies and advanced computing. Our investment thesis, QAI Ventures is a unique venture capital firm and ecosystem builder with a global approach. We invest in transformative technologies demonstrating early market fit in the industry clusters such as energy, life sciences, and finance. We invest in the next tech revolution. Our focus is on pure quantum tech, so computing, sensing, and communications. That's exactly what is also the focus of this series, to highlight companies from these pure quantum tech stack. Solutions at the intersection of quantum and AI, as well as advanced computing and innovations covering the underlying value chain. We combine the early stage and growth stage for the best return on invest. With our early stage investment fund that builds on an accelerator program, we secure an early seat at the cap table and de-risk the invests for our LPs through the guided program and mentoring. Our growth stage fund targets scale-ups that are already performing in their industry and deliver immediate returns. We build a global ecosystem for the best deal flow. We run offices in Europe, North America, and Asia Pacific. Our global presence and active partnering with academia, industry, and public-private institutions allow us to identify early signals of where innovation is emerging and facilitate collaborations across the globe. How we invest, learn more about our early stage and growth stage fund. We invest through 2 dedicated funds to support companies from pre-seed to Series C. Our fund allows a 10+2 life cycle and include follow-on reserves. We invest in stage tranches tied to technical and business milestones. So there's the early stage fund and accelerator program, and then there's the growth stage fund for, let's say, growing up this early stage innovation here that has been proven throughout, let's say, the first stages of building, for example, a proof of concept. Who we work with, we act as lead investor, co-lead, or participant in our startups funding rounds. Our position as an ecosystem connector adds value to all those involved. We work with LPs and co-investors. LPs is for limited partners. Maybe I should have also mentioned that before. Sorry for that. So that includes usually family offices. So if you have a very wealthy family that, for example, owns or got very wealthy because they have, I don't know, a big company, they now want to diversify. They usually have family offices that are investing into assets that might not be easily to invest into for others. So instead of just putting money on the S&P 500 or some ETFs, they actually go out and do these mergers and acquisition deals, or this medium and small size funding rounds here, where they can get a part of a company, buy a ticket for, I don't know, a couple million or maybe just single million, which is not available to, let's say, most people, but then they secure their tickets. And especially in the early stage of these companies, if they work, so of course the risk is high, but if they work, you can get also very good growth rates. Then funds of funds and institutional investors. So for example, think about, I don't know, an insurance that needs to put money somewhere. Maybe an insurance is not a good candidate for these very early stage type of investments, but there are institutional investors that can do this. And then, for example, think about, I don't know, the high-tech fund of the European Union. And then it says, seeking diversified exposure to high-growth deep tech. On the other side, you have the venture capital firms and co-investors looking to partner on deals or access our technical due diligence. So there are, of course, big companies already in the venture capital field throughout Europe, but also globally. And some of them, they might do actually pretty good in some specific areas, in some specific niches, but they might be interested in, let's say, partnering up with somebody who understands the world of quantum technology very well, because they want to get a footprint also, or some diversification of their portfolio also into the direction of quantum technology, so deep tech. And then, for example, they would partner here with QAI Ventures. Now, they say they go as lead investor, but also as co-lead or participant. So usually when you have an investment round, you have maybe not just a single investor, but multiple investors. Actually, the bigger your investment round becomes, usually the more investors you need, because if you need a 100 million investment round, the probability that just, let's say, a single player is paying you 100 million is very unlikely. If somebody's paying 100 million, they will just acquire the whole company in a mergers and acquisitions deal. So usually you have this what is called cap table, so a table of people that want to actually invest into your company. And usually this is being led by a co-investor or co-led by multiple core investors that are putting, let's say, the biggest chunk of money on the table. And these usually they get to, let's say, play the main role in the negotiation of the term sheets, which is usually, let's say, the document that kind of is the legally binding document that defines the terms of this investment deal here. And they can act as a lead investor, so they can negotiate those term sheets and start as a first investor, but they can also join with others into an investment round. Now, finding a lead investor is, I think, usually the most difficult part, and it's good to know that, for example, QAI Ventures can also act as a lead investor. Now there's some portfolio news down here as well. So, for example, Marine Biologics partners with Molecular Quantum Solutions to accelerate next generation biomaterials development. There is also, for example, here from Zurich Q raises 3.8 million Swiss francs in first financing round from VC consortium. Then also quickly, why does it make sense to invest with QAI Ventures as an investor? So why does it make sense to become one of those limited partners, for example? Curated deal flow, so technical and investment know-how in quantum AI and advanced computing technologies. Deep domain expertise, so technical and investment know-how in quantum AI and advanced computing technologies. Unmatched global ecosystem and reach, so sourcing across Europe, North America, and Asia Pacific. Proven investment track record, so 28 plus investments and growing with early returns and conversions already, right? 28 is quite a lot for this very young technology stack and this very young ecosystem with a very limited number of players still. Then you have accelerated return on invest pathways, application focus and exposure across the quantum value chain. Return on invest is, of course, the main thing. If you want to enter as an investor into a company, there also has to be some strategy for you to get out, to get the money back, to get the cash, right? And this is this return on invest, which plays a big role in this financial game, right? And then it says in-house value chain creation for portfolio assets through hardware access and mentoring, because they with the Quantum Basel integration, they are actually quite well integrated into the whole ecosystem. Ready to join the next tech revolution? Let's talk, and then you can actually get in touch with the investment team. Now, as per usual, we quickly finish with an overview over the company. So meet the team at QAI Ventures. Our strength lies in the people who drive innovation across continents. From our international hubs in Europe, North America, and Asia, our team brings together a diverse blend of investors, entrepreneurs, technologists, and business professionals, all united by a shared vision to shape the future of intelligent ventures. Whether in Basel, Calgary, Tokyo, or Singapore, our experts are on the ground building connections, empowering founders, and accelerating quantum AI technologies on a global scale. And then in the background, I guess we see some of the people from the team. And here you actually see the let's say, team heads in Europe, or actually I think even more, like probably the full team in Europe. There's also Northern America down here, and then there's Asia as well on here. Our core values at the heart of our team lie these fundamental values guiding every action and decision we make. By adhering to these values, we create a culture of respect, innovation, and success, where every team member and partner can thrive. Togetherness, or Swiss German Miteinander, integral, empathy, innovation-driven, and humanity-focused. Our roots, born out of the privately funded initiative of Uptown Basel in Switzerland, our vision is to unite the world during the global quantum revolution, driven by the belief that it takes collaboration to develop technologies. We are building together a solid global quantum community. And with that, I would like to already close again today's session. As per usual, make sure to stay hydrated. Make sure to subscribe if you don't want to miss out on the next one. And then see you very soon again. Bye-bye.